everyone. My name is Dr. Yeong Kim, and I'm professor at the University of Texas at Austin, and I'm also the principal investigator of Project Dual, which stands for Developmental Understanding Across Languages, where we're trying to understand the development of bilingual individuals at the University of Texas at Austin. So as part of today's Research Assistant Spotlight series, we're pleased to introduce Marianna M. Torres, who is a student at the University of Texas at Austin and also a research assistant on my research project. So we selected Marianna Torres. She first started on our project in the fall of 2025, and she continued on now to spring 2026 as a research assistant. And right away, we could tell that Marianna Torres was just amazing. Basically, anytime we gave her a transcription assignment, she was on it. She did such an incredible job, very thorough. So we were already impressed. And as we were launching a very new phase of our transcriptions, which is called speech emotion recognition, we were looking for the best of our current research assistants to promote them to the role of leading the speech emotion recognition transcription team. And of course, everyone thought Marianna has to be the person leading it because we've been so impressed with her. Upon Marianna being the lead for the speech emotion recognition, she has made such incredible contributions, showing us all the different types of emotions we miss in our coding that we need to add, doing such an excellent job telling our natural language processing programmers things that needs to be reprogrammed or redone to make our process easier and better. So that's why Marianna was selected as our Research Assistant Spotlight Series of the month. And so I wanted to see, Marianna, what you think about having been selected for being a Research Assistant Spotlight of the Series month.
I really appreciate it. I remember when I first joined the project, I wasn't sure and I was kind of intimidated because of the large scale. So I've just tried to put my best effort into my work, and I appreciate the recognition.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. So tell us more about your major and your graduation date.
So I'm currently double majoring in psychology and economics, but I've applied for internal transfer to McCombs, and I am on track to graduate on May 2028.
Okay, sounds good. And I know that you're currently international student, F1 visa student from Honduras. As an international student, you have so many different choices of where you could apply. And I was so surprised, why did you choose UT Austin of all the different places you could go all over the world?
I chose UT because I felt like it had that academic rigor I was looking for, but it also had a really big community, which was very meaningful to me. I remember my first lecture and attending the first football game. I just felt a sense of welcoming, and it just confirmed that I'd made the right choice. There were other schools I applied to, but they were maybe smaller in size, and I guess I just wanted that big college experience that I wasn't going to have in Honduras.
I see. So I know right now, so you were majoring in psychology and also economics, but then you told me that you developed an interest in business. The McCombs School of Business at UT Austin is so world renowned. So many students want to get in, but it's not easy. And so I know you were able to get a strong grades at UT Austin. But in addition to having strong grades, what are some other ways you've prepared yourself to be a competitive, transfer applicant for McCombs?
Yeah. So it is competitive. So I had to really manage how I was going to do this. And there's a couple prerequisites that I had to get through, but I also wanted to stay true to psychology. So I've been taking those courses at the same time. And additionally, I took a course in the summer and took a credit by examination to stay on track of my graduation date. And then I did 2 internships. I did one in the summer, and I'm continuing to do one right now just because I wanted to make sure that I like business more than in theory. I really liked it in practice, and those internships have really confirmed that for me. And apart from that, like you said, just managing my time to show up to class and perform well.
Yeah. I mean, you have such a strong GPA.
Thank you.
So what do you think you'll do after you graduate?
I'm not sure whether I would like to come back to Honduras or continue working abroad, but I
Mhm.
do know I want to pursue higher education. I'm thinking of doing a master's. I'm not sure if I want to do business or psychology, but
Mm.
I want to see where my interests continue to develop.
I see. So definitely some graduate education, just don't know yet exactly
Yeah.
which way. Okay, makes sense. And tell us more about where you grew up and what are some key milestones in your life so far.
Yeah, so I grew up in San Pedro Sula, Honduras, and it's a small country in Central America. We're actually known as the belly button of Central America, which
Oh,
is
really?
funny. Yeah.
So
And
why
so,
is it called belly button? Because it's like in the middle of the country?
yeah, it's in the middle of the Central America.
Oh, how funny. That's such a
Yeah.
great way to say it.
Yeah. And so just coming and studying at UT has been a major milestone in my life. My mom's an Aggie, and when I got into UT, she turned Longhorn. She was so proud. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and then also, research isn't really emphasized in Honduras. So being able to become research assistant has been really, really important to me too.
Wait, so then does this mean your mom was also an international student from Honduras too?
Yes,
Wow. So then did she want you to apply to A&M?
yes, and I did apply, but I chose UT.
Even though she wanted you to go to A&M?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So going back to our project, how did you hear about our project and what made you decide to join the project?
I heard about Project Dual because a presenter came to my social psychology class during my first semester and
Mhm.
gave us like an invitation to join the program, which is really a full circle moment for me because this semester I was a presenter for Project Dual and I presented in that same classroom
Oh,
where I
wow.
did the presentation.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was really special to me.
Uh-huh.
And I decided to join because during the summer, where I was looking for fall internships, I saw the Project Dual on UT's listings and I remembered the presentation. And when I read more about it, it really resonated with me. I mean, the bilingualism and the language brokering really connects to my experience. So I decided to apply.
Okay, sounds good. So tell me I'm curious, I know you're bilingual, but how does the language brokering part connect with your experience?
Well, my grandparents don't speak English. So
Oh,
I've had to language broker for them a couple times whenever we go on vacations to the US or other English speaking countries. I
mm,
have to be the mediator between these.
mm,
Additionally, sometimes doctors from the US come to more rural areas in Honduras to like
mm.
volunteer, and I've had to be translators for them amongst the Honduran people and themselves.
Wow. So then how is your English skills so strong, relative to
Thank
other?
you. I
Yeah, so
appreciate
tell us
it.
more, like what helped you get such strong, English skills?
I think it's a combination of my education. I went to a school where we were taught English and all our classes were in English,
Mm.
um, and a combination with my parents' parenting. When I was young, they would only let me watch TV if I watched it in English and read the subtitles in Spanish.
Oh,
So,
wow. Okay.
yeah,
So I'm assuming your parents are both bilingual too.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
So I think that helped me with pronunciation.
Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, so I was actually quite shocked when you told me you were an international student because I thought you were just honestly like just from Houston or Dallas because that's where most Spanish speaking students come from UT Austin. So then what do you do currently as a research assistant on Project Dual?
So I've done a couple roles in Project Dual, but if I focus on SCR, speech emotion recognition, right now I'm head, so I coordinate assignments for the other RAs. I report to you, and I help with the programming for the website to make it better. I mean, I give my suggestions to the programmers,
Mhm.
and I've done a couple IDs myself. So I just check the validity of the audio clips created by Whisper so that
Mm.
they can be later used for speech recognition.
Yeah, sounds good. And so what do you like about being in the project?
Something that I've noticed in the project, and it's my favorite thing about it, is the community around it. I feel like within the project, mentors and other RAs are always ready to help you and they're always ready to become your friend. And outside of the like immediate nucleus of the project. I've been to a couple of head of visits, and I can see the impact that it has on the Austin area community as a whole, and how
Mhm.
it gives children the opportunity to learn Spanish in a fun and engaging way.
Yeah. Wow, you've done so many different things.
Yeah,
So then if there's one word that you can use to describe your experience in Project Dual, what word would you use?
I think I would say it's been rewarding.
Sounds good. And what new skills do you think you developed while being in my project?
I've developed a lot of skills. I've developed more technical skills like learning how to use Tabby, which I had never had the opportunity to use coding before. So that was really interesting. And then I've also developed a great attention to detail. When I was doing NLP cleaning, I had to be very precise with comma, periods, and it really gave me that sense of patience when I'm doing work.
I see. And so, how did working on my project, change or not change your view of what research is?
It's really changed my view because at first the scale of the project felt intimidating. And I learned that with organization and consistency, it becomes manageable. And so it's brought me a newfound confidence in contributing to research.
Interesting. And then, how has your experience at UT changed as a result of being in Project Dual?
It's broadened my experience at UT.
Mhm.
It's helped me find a community of others who share my interest in psychology. And even if they don't share my interest in psychology, they share about their interests. I've met a lot of RAs who are studying neuroscience or human and development family sciences. And it's just changed how I think about the research and collaboration.
I see, I see. So then, what are some of your other significant experiences as a student at UT? For example, you've done many different work experiences, and they seem so diverse and distinct. But then I'm thinking it must all kind of coalesce into something that you want to accomplish in the future. So I wanted to see if you can talk about all the different things and how they come together.
Yeah, so I've had a couple of different work experiences and I've taken different responsibilities in them, but they've built a lot of important skills. My first internship showed me how to contribute to a project on time, following instructions and guidelines, usually set by others, and I've continued to do that in Project Dual. And then my second internship and Project Dual have also improved my communication skills, and they've really taught me how to work efficiently within a team. And although I might not know exactly what the future holds, these experiences come together to give me a sense of confidence that I'll be able to work in a team and work efficiently.
Gotcha. And would you have any advice for future research assistants? And what would it be?
For a new research assistant, I'd advise them to use organizational tools like calendars or checklists. I think that many of the issues that might arise in the project will be due to simple oversights like forgetting to submit a form or replying late to an RA. And so that could really just make the experience more efficient.
Okay, sounds good. And do you have any questions that you wanted to ask me that I could answer during this interview?
I do have one. As I mentioned, when I first joined Project Dual, I was initially intimidated by the scale of the project. What advice would you give to students who are interested in joining but are unsure how to approach such a large scale research project?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, you're right. The project is very large scale, and I can see, especially for freshmen, I'm like always surprised how we even freshmen have the courage to apply for something like, being a
Yeah.
research assistant, but we do get them. And so I think the key is, we send a lot of information. We used to send out a lot of emails, but then students said they didn't like getting a lot of emails. So we, changed and switched to posting most of our messages on specific teams you're part of on Microsoft Teams. So it's really just being diligent and reading everything. So the most successful students are reading things, making sure they're meeting the deadlines, signing up for what they need to. But I mean, as you know, it's just so massive and challenging to figure out what's what and what's more important because it feels like, especially in today's era, we're just inundated with so much information because Google wasn't invented when I was in undergraduate student. So it was like we were hungry for information, but we didn't get that many. So we could just digest everything. Whereas your generation is the opposite. You get so much information, you don't know what to filter in and what to filter out. But basically, we do spend quite a lot of time being careful about only posting the most important information. And a lot of times students will ask me things that I've already said in a lecture or in a posting, but then I guess maybe they didn't realize the importance of it when they first read it, because we're just on information overload. So I guess it's making sure to ask for help, making sure to read everything we post, and then also making use of the mentors and discussion leaders, like you mentioned before, because they're have such a wealth of resource on the project. So thank you everyone for listening. We again are pleased to highlight Marianna Torres's excellent work on the speech emotion recognition team and helping us move that team forward with new great ideas that we're excited to get the coding done so we can publish new research looking at the intersection of emotions and language. Very few studies have done that very well, and we're excited to go into that frontier. And Marianna is very critical in allowing us to do that. So thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you for having me.